Okay.
Okay. Question from YouTube Live now. From Age of Colossus. Ajahn mentioned that the mind is the same as the soul, which is eternal. But the mind which takes anything as I, mine, or myself will instinctively cling and grasp, causing tanha, which in turn leads to dukkha. Taking the mind to be me, I, myself, my soul, has been taught by the Buddha to be a form of craving. May I ask your comment, please?
Well, the Buddha said actually the mind is just the knower. The I, my, and myself is the delusion created by the mind's own thinking. So the Buddha said, we have to develop wisdom, vipassana insight, to really teach the mind that there is no such thing as I, me, my, or myself. The mind is just the one who thinks and one who knows, but the thinking is delusional. So we have to correct the thinking, to stop thinking about I, me, and mine, and just thinking about knowing, being aware of things that you come into contact with. There's no one being aware. It's just the awareness, and the awareness is not I, me, or mine.
Question from YouTube Live from Sharon. Ajahn have heard Thailand Ajahn use Thoraman to teach students real way of practice. Just wondering, are you also using the same method?
Tharaman.
Yes.
Thai word.
He put it in the English, but I think there's no English word for Thoraman.
Tharaman is disciplining the mind by different method, like fasting is one way of Tharaman, disciplining the mind. Because when you fast, you are depriving the kilesa of the food that it wants to eat. And so if you can keep depriving the kilesa, eventually the kilesa will disappear. So you need to use fasting. But fasting alone is not enough. Fasting is just a tool for you to develop the tools to get rid of your defilements. That is mindfulness and samadhi and wisdom. Because when you fast, then you are forced to meditate. You cannot just take it easy, because your mind keeps thinking about food and making you feel very hungry. But if you develop mindfulness, if you sit in meditation, you can stop the mind from thinking about food. And when the mind stops thinking about food, your mind becomes peaceful and content, and the hunger will disappear. So this is a method of forcing the mind to meditate. If the mind is not in a crisis mode, it wants to take things easy, just relax. But when it's in crisis mode, like when it has to face hunger or fear or pain, then it has to meditate in order to be able to cope with this crisis.
Next question from Oliver. Bonjour, Tanajan. Can you explain the 5 hindrances and how to stop them in my meditation and my daily life?
Well, the 5 hindrances, the first one is doubt in the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, whether they are real or not. You can dispel this doubt by study the Dhamma, teaching of the Buddha, study his biography, study the biography of the noble disciple. If you keep studying them, then you will be able to dispel doubts about them. And the second hindrance is called sensual desire. In order to curb your sensual desire, you have to keep the 8 precepts, maintain the 8 precepts. So you can stop engage in this sensual activity, like sleeping with your partner, eating after midday, going out to entertainment venue, going to parties, watching movies, going to concert. This activity will be prohibited if you keep the 8 precepts. Then you will have the time to meditate. So this is one method of getting rid of your second hindrance, your sensual desire. The third one is anger. When you get angry, the Buddha said you should develop the practice of loving kindness. If you're angry at someone, you should forgive them. By thinking that whatever they did is already gone, it's already a past. If you just ignore, if you just forget it, then your mind will become peaceful and happy. But if you keep thinking about it, it will make your mind more angry. So if you cannot forgive yet, then at least you should not think about it. By using a mantra or chanting, keep reciting the mantra or chanting. Don't let your mind think about the thing that makes you angry. Then your anger will disappear. The fourth one is sloth and torpor. This is from eating too much. So you have to have moderation in eating. Don't eat too much. And how much you have to moderate is up to how much torpor you have. If you moderate and you still have drowsiness and laziness, then you might have to fast altogether. You might have to fast 1 day or 2 days or 3 days, depends on the result. But if you fast, you should not fast alone. Fasting is just a method of helping you get rid of your hindrance. Besides fasting, you have to meditate and you have to practice walking Jongom, developing mindfulness all the time to stop your mind from thinking about food. Because if you cannot stop your mind, then you will get hungry, and then you will not be able to fast. Then you go back to eat, and when you eat, you become drowsy and sleepy again. Okay, that's the fourth. The fifth one is what kind of thing of it? Restlessness and agitation. This you need to develop mindfulness. You have to maintain mindfulness, like reciting a mantra, Bhutto, Bhutto, from the time you get up in the morning and carry on until you go to sleep. You only stop when you have to think about your work or think about what you do. But if you don't have to think, then you should recite Bhutto, Bhutto to prevent you from thinking about other things, which will then make you restless and agitated. If you can control your thought, then you can control your restlessness and agitation.
Next question from Patrick Markalik from Czech Republic. Could you explain to me how to meditate using Kamatana Bhutto in all 4 postures?
Bhutto is reciting the name of the Buddha. You do it internally, mentally. And you can do it from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. In whichever posture your body is in, it doesn't matter. Just keep reciting Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. When you don't have to think about things that you really have to think. But if you have to think about work, thinking about things that you have to do, then you can stop reciting Bhutto temporarily until after you finish what you have to think. Then if your mind still wants to think about this and that, then you have to use Bhutto, Bhutto to stop it. But if your mind is not thinking about anything, then you don't need to Bhutto. If the mind just remains calm and just knowing but not thinking, then you don't need to Bhutto. But when you start to think aimlessly, start to fantasize, start to daydreaming, then you have to bring it back with Bhutto, Bhutto.
Next question from Yo, Singapore. How do we know that our practice is correct?
Well, usually the mind will become calmer, happier, and less defilements. This is the gauge that you can watch. You have less defilements or you have more defilements? Are you happy without having to have anything? happy being alone, happy have nothing with nothing, then you are progressing. Are you calm and content? These are the result of your practice.
His next question: how shall we continue to practice in order to see and eliminate our kilesa and avijja?
You have to increase the amount of time you spend in practice. To really achieve the full result, you need to practice 100%. Have no other activity except practice, like becoming a monk. And first you spend all your time most of your time developing mindfulness. And when you have mindfulness, then you spend a lot of time sitting in meditation to gain samadhi. After you have gained samadhi, then when you come out of samadhi, then you use the time, half of your time developing wisdom inside, investigating, contemplating on anicca, dukkha, anatta, until you see that everything is anicca, dukkha, anatta, and you're able to let go of them, not clinging to them. You do this alternating with going into samadhi, because after you contemplating for a while, your mind become maybe agitated or restless. Then you should stop. Or your mind become tired. You don't feel like contemplating, then you stop contemplating and go into samadhi to regenerate your strength. After you have your strength, then you come back and continue on with your contemplation until you see truly, clearly that everything is anicca, dukkha, anatta, and able to get rid of your clinging to them.
Next question from Santiago, Rome, Italy. I'm curious about the meaning of karma. What is it about? Does it come through our current action or our action in the past lives?
Karma means the three actions that you perform today, yesterday, previous life. These are the action of body, action of speech, and action of mind, which is thinking. And the action of mind is the master. It is the one that directs the action of the speech and action of body. So if you can control the action of the mind, then you will be able to control the action of speech and body. And in order to be able to control your karma, you need to have mindfulness and wisdom. If you have mindfulness and wisdom, you can stop your mind from generating karma that have consequences, that have bad consequences. And you can stop the karma that will send you to become reborn again and again.
So his next question: is there anything we can do to get rid of our bad karma?
No, the past karma you cannot get rid of it, but you can run away from it by never coming back and reborn again. Like Angulimala, he killed 999 people, but once became an arahant, then he doesn't come back to reborn again. So all his bad karma in the past will not be able to bear upon him. But if he happens to return and be reborn again, then he would probably have to pay those karma by being killed by other people. But he has reached the point where he no longer has to reborn. So then the past karma can no longer bear fruit for him.
Next question from Amy, Indonesia. The five khandhas are not self, but why are we the owner of our karma?
Well, karma and khandha are two separate things. Karma, our action. The meaning of owner means that what we do, we have to pay for it. If we do good, we will reap the benefit from the good karma. And if we do bad karma, then we have to reap the consequence of the bad karma. So no one takes up your consequences. It's you who do the karma, and you who have to accept the consequence of your karma. This is the meaning of I am my owner of my karma. But the khandha is not the khandha is just, they are things that the mind have and come involved with. Like the body, the mind come and in possession of the body, and it's only a temporary ownership, because the body is impermanent, it's temporary. After a while the body will die, and then you can no longer claim that the body belongs to you anymore. While the nama khandas, they are part of your mind, but they keep changing, evolving, they keep rising and ceasing. Like your thought, you keep thinking and keep changing about your thought. You think about this thing, then you think about that thing, and you cannot actually control them if you don't have the mindfulness. If you have mindfulness, then you can control them temporarily, but not all the time. Yeah. But if you have wisdom, you can guide your thinking to think properly, correctly. Yeah. This you can do with the nama khandas.
Next question, which is also the same person. When I stay in a forest monastery for meditation retreat, I flush away and spray water onto ants in the toilet, as the facility was infested with ants.ท่านอาจารย์ said last week that when I kill, then I break the precept. So what should I do in such a situation, as I have to flush the toilet to maintain the hygiene of the facilities, but still maintain the precept?
Well, go look for a new toilet next time, or just leave the toilet as it is. Yeah. If you don't want to kill, what can you do? Yeah. Then it's killing and leaving the toilet dirty. The consequences are far different. Yeah. Killing, you have to pay the consequence of killing. If leaving the toilet dirty, you'll probably be scolded by someone for keeping it dirty. But you can have, if you have reason, they might be able to accept it. Yeah.
Next question from Uranus Kok from Indonesia. In the Mountain Dhamma book, in page 50, it mentioned that there are total of 9 levels of jhana, 4 forms of jhanas, 4 formless jhanas, and 1 state of cessation, which is Nirodha Samapatti. So his question, I have experienced Upekkha before. I wish to know what is the difference between in the state of Upekkha and in Nirodha Samapatti.
I think in Upekkha you still have some other things working. Some of the nama khandas still working, like Vijnana is still working. And why, if you're in the cessation of the 4 nama khandas stop completely. It doesn't know anything except itself, the mind. Why with the Upekkha you still might be able to hear or to feel, to see things.
So Upekkha is 4th jhana and Nirodha is the cessation.
Yeah. Cessation of all the 4 nama khandas.
His next question. What is the difference between jhana and pavanga? I think last month I...
Same thing. Pavanga is calm, enter into a state of calm.
Okay.
But there are 2 types of pavanga. Pavanga with mindfulness and pavanga without mindfulness. Pavanga without mindfulness is sleep. When you fall asleep, you are in pavanga, but you have no mindfulness. When you have mindfulness, then it will be samadhi.
What is the difference between jhana, pavanga, and Nirodha Samapatti?
The same, just answer.
Okay. So next question from Oslo, Holland, Israel. I was born in this life with 5 jhana attainment, which I experienced in my childhood. Now I want to ordain as a bhikkhuni, and I don't know which teacher who will be good for me. I'm afraid that no teacher will be able to help me to become enlightened, because he himself is not enlightened. So I want to know if Ajahn Suchart teaching women who wants to become a bhikkhuni.
I teach people the same thing, whether bhikkhuni or bhikkhu. Teach them to practice sila, samadhi, and panya. If you have sila, samadhi, and panya, then you will be able to become enlightened. If you have jhana, this is on the level of samadhi, and you still need to develop wisdom or insight. In order to develop insight, you have to contemplate. You have to contemplate on the nature of things, that they are anicca dukkha anatta. Once you see everything as anicca dukkha anatta, then you will become enlightened. Then you will let go of everything.
Do you ordain bhikkhuni?
No, I don't. I have nothing to do with ordination here. And this temple, this monastery, they don't ordain. In Thailand, we don't ordain bhikkhuni anyway, because in Thailand tradition, we consider the tradition of bhikkhuni has already ended, and there's nothing we can restart it. But if you want to ordain as bhikkhuni, you have to go to some other countries. I heard in Taiwan or in Sri Lanka, they still have some a bhikkhuni ordination. But once you ordain, then you should stay with the temple where you ordain, because if you go to some place else, they might not accept you, because you are not practicing the same way that they are practicing. See? In a monastery, they need uniformity. Everybody has to practice the same way. If everybody choose to practice the way they want, then it could be chaos and disruption. So my recommendation is ordination as a bhikkhuni or not is not the prerequisite to your enlightenment. The prerequisite to your enlightenment is the practice of sila, samadhi, and panya. If you can stay wherever you are and practice sila and samadhi and panya, you can become enlightened. And a teacher nowadays, you don't have to go to study with them in person. You can study online. You can read the books, and if you have opportunity, if you have questions, you can come and listen to my Dhamma talks and send in questions. I think trying to become a bhikkhuni could be an obstacle instead of being a help. Because it's very difficult to ordain as a bhikkhuni and to find a place where you will be accepted. In Thailand, we don't have any bhikkhuni. If you want, you have to become a mechi, keeping the 8 or 10 precepts. But it's enough, it's sila already. What you need is samadhi and panya. And you need a quiet environment to practice. So this is what you should look for. Look for a monastery where it's quiet without any disruption or disturbances, and you are allowed to practice all day long, from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. But you might have to help with a little work in the kitchen when you have to come to eat. But other than that, you should be able to be free and practice. I think this will be sufficient for your enlightenment.
Her next question: if a teacher is doing good deeds, kusala karma, does it mean that he is not enlightened? Because you mentioned that if someone does kusala karma, he will still be reborn again.
No. A teacher, someone can do kusala dhamma or not doing kusala dhamma. An enlightened person can do either one. But he doesn't do it with attachment or do it with a desire, because he doesn't need kusala dhamma to support him anymore, because he has already reached enlightenment. But for people who hasn't yet reached enlightenment, then they need kusala dhamma as the step to lead them to enlightenment. Then they need to do the kusala dhamma.
Next question from Jalika Lisa Milosef, Northwest Victoria, Australia. I have found Dhamma a long time ago, and I cannot imagine my life without the Buddha's teaching. However, I feel stuck and have not progressed very far on my own. Can Ajahn advise on how can I find a teacher to guide me?
Well, just go to various teachers and study with them or listen to their talks. Look at the way they teach. Look at their life, the way they practice in each different monastery, and then pick the one that you find most suitable for you.
Next question from Evelyn. I'm always not well, so I would like to ask, do you do healing prayers to heal illnesses, and can you do it on my behalf?
No, cannot. Your illness is the consequence of your past karma. we have different past karma, and so we have different results. Illness is considered to be, if it's chronic illness, it is usually considered to be the result of your past karma. All you can do is just accept it for what it is, and not try to get rid of it. You can try, but if you cannot get rid of it, then you should accept it for what it is, and try to kill your mind. Because when you have body sickness, your mind also becomes sick, and your mind becomes sick because you cannot kill the body sickness. But if you accept that you cannot kill the body sickness, then you can stop the mental sickness by meditating, by calming your mind, and accept the illness of the body as the consequence of your past karma.
Her next question. I don't know why almost every morning when I wake up I feel scared for no reason.
It's your defilement. Your defilement have the desire to have everything in a desirable situation. So you worry because you know that things don't always remain the same. So this is that's what makes you afraid. What you should do, you should contemplate on the impermanent nature of everything. Every situation, no matter how good it is, has to change. So be ready to accept the change, and you will not be afraid. Because nothing could affect your mind, could hurt your mind. It's only your defilement that is hurting your mind, your desire to have everything to be good and well all the time, which is contrary to the truth. So you have to contemplate on the truth that everything has to change, everything rise and cease, and be prepared to accept the changes. Then your mind will not be hurt by them.
Next question from Dennis Brunei.
Wait.
Next question from Dennis Brunei. Any suggestion on meditation theme after a heart attack?
You can use any theme you like. You can use death as a theme if you like. That body is impermanent, that sooner or later it's going to have to die. If you can use it and it can calm your mind and make you accept death, then you can be peaceful and happy. But if you cannot, if you think of death and makes you more afraid, then you should not use death as your meditation object. You might use the mantra Bhutto, Bhutto instead. Try to not think about death, just think about Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. Or you can use Anapanasati, just watch your breath and stop thinking about your body. Don't worry about your body. Leave your body alone, just concentrate on the breath. As long as you're still breathing, you're still alive.
Next question from Danny Teo, Singapore. Can I check whether is it 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., which is afternoon, or 11 p.m. to 1 a.m., which is about midnight, is not good time for meditation? Because someone told me that this time our body are weak and the spiritual beings will disturb the meditator. So just to be sure that I won't be possessed by spiritual beings during meditation.
No, this is all a misunderstanding. There's no spiritual body that will come affect yourself. It's your body system. So just look at which is the time is most beneficial for your practice, then use that time. Because usually if you have to work all day, when you do it before you go to bed, you'll find it difficult because your thoughts still think about work and the things that just happened. But if you sleep and then you get up early in the morning, then your thought will forget about everything. Then you'll find it's a lot easier to meditate early in the morning when the mind becomes fresh and rested and forget about past action, past situation.
Next question from Steve from Malaysia. If someone has been practicing mindfulness and meditation since young, but when he gets old, he develops some mental illnesses like dementia, will he lose all the good things from his practice?
No, the practice stay with the mind. It's not stay in the body. So whatever happens to the body cannot change what happened, what you have accumulated in your mind. If you have mindfulness, if you have wisdom, it will stay with you still.
Next question. We were told that the last moment before death will influence where one takes rebirth. What will happen to practitioner with mental illnesses at old age?
Well, your last moment, your last moment before you die is the accumulation of all what you did while you're still alive. See, so it's not something you can just pick and say, my last moment, I'm gonna think only of good things. So it's accumulation of what you have done in your whole life. It will then come and like a total in your account. How much money you put in, how much money you draw. The total will be your last moment. So this is something that you have to do while you're still alive. If you want your last moment of life to be good, to be positive, do a lot of good karma, and try to avoid doing bad karma. Then at your last moment of life, then it will be good karma. It will have good thought that will send you to good places. You cannot pick the last moment. The last moment is the consequence, the accumulation of all your actions that you have done in your whole life, your past life.
So even if we have jhana or mindfulness, we still cannot control it.
Well, if you can control it, then that's good karma. See.
Oh, okay. Okay. So next question from Han Ngoc, Ho Chi Minh, Vietnam. In Nimitta Sutta, states that a monk intent on heightened mind should attend periodically to 3 themes. He should attend periodically to the theme of concentration. He should attend periodically to the theme of uplifted energy. He should attend periodically to the theme of equanimity. So his question is, what is uplifted energy and what practice should I do to apply it?
I don't know. This is the first time I heard. What's the other 2? Equanimity, you attain it by entering into jhana.
Yeah, must attain.
The first one.
Attend to concentration.
Mindfulness. That's mindfulness.
Uplifted energy and equanimity.
Uplifted energy means you do a lot of practice. Try to do a lot of practice. Walk 4 or 5 hours of Jongom, and then you got uplifted energy. Viriya, yeah.
Next question from Injokor, Texas, United States. The consciousness play a critical role in birth and death process. It sounds like this consciousness, vijnana, present a good opportunity to stop the birth process. How can we incorporate in our meditation or daily practice to uncondition this mental consciousness element from arising?
Well, your consciousness is actually your mind, and it's driven by your cravings and your desire. So the Buddha said, if you don't want to have reborn, then you have to get rid of your cravings and your desire by the practice of morality, concentration, meditation, and wisdom. Then you can get rid of your craving and your desire. Then your consciousness will be pure consciousness without any defilement. So when there is no defilement, then your consciousness will not be driven to go and be reborn again. Then that consciousness becomes nibbana.
His next question, does mindfulness help to pause the ignorance and volition formation sankhara from arising?
It stops the volition temporarily, but not all the time. It can make the mind enter into jhana, and the volition will stop. But after it comes out, then the volition will come back again. Then what you want to do is not to get rid of the volition. You just want to get rid of the bad volition. The volition that causes you to have craving and desire. And you can do this by developing wisdom or insight. Developing anicca, dukkha, anatta. When you see everything that is anicca, dukkha, anatta, then you can stop the volition that creates the craving and desire that cause you to become reborn again.
His next question: how can we uncondition sanya, vedana, vijnana, and sankhara using meditation practice?
You cannot, because they are anatta, but you can manage or you can guide them to think in the proper way. Like sankhara, the Buddha said you can condition it to think, to do good and to avoid doing evil, to stop creating craving and desire. Your sanya is your memory. You should change your memory, but by thinking that everything belongs to you, and change it to everything doesn't belong to you. See? So you can change this, but you cannot get rid of them. But you can change the direction that they go. Instead of going in the direction of the delusion, you guide it to go in the direction of truth of Dhamma.
His next question: how to use 6 elements as meditation objects?
Well, you just concentrate on any one of them. Like if you like earth, just think of earth. Close your eye and then just imagine earth in your mind, in your mental mind, and try to maintain that image of earth in your mind. Then it can bring your mind to jhana. If you like water, just think of water, like the ocean, and just close your eye and imagine the ocean in your mind, and maintain that image in your mind only, and don't think about other things. Then if you can maintain this image, then your mind can enter into jhana also.
Next question from June, Malaysia. Abante mentioned in Anguttara Nikaya that the first and second Arya Dhamma fruition have perfect morality, the third fruition has perfect morality and concentration, the fourth fruition, which is Arahant, who has perfect morality, concentration and wisdom. It was implied that as such, there is no need for perfect concentration for the first and second fruition. Is this correct?
Well, from what I understand, you need the fourth jhana before you can develop wisdom in order to become enlightened. So every stage of enlightenment needs the support of appana samadhi, or the fourth jhana. But the wisdom of each different stage are different. See?
So, her next question: how does one do meditation in order to get rid of irritation to hearing high-pitched noise and sound to the extent that it hurts the ear? Doctor said there's nothing wrong with my ear. I just got super hearing.
Just put earplug in your ear better. It's easier.
Her next question: a friend accidentally caused death of a victim in a minor accident. Because of this incident, she lost faith in the triple gems. She has been practicing dana and trying to keep the sila, yet she still caused unfortunate incident onto others. What advice to give her in order to restore her faith in the triple gem?
Well, it's not the triple gem that caused her to the accident. The accident is sometimes avoidable, like walking and sleeping on the slippery floor or something like that. It's unavoidable. That doesn't mean you have to blame the triple gem for your accident. Accident can be caused by so many other factors besides unavoidability, carelessness, drinking while you are under influence. So there are conditions that cause this accident, and they have nothing to do with the triple gem. So it's just being irrational if she decides to give up the triple gem, which is sad, but if she wants to, who can stop her from doing it? But it's just, she has to understand that the triple gem has nothing to do with what she did, what happened to her. It's her action that caused her to have this accident.
Her next question: a friend who is a young mother of 2 kids was diagnosed with cancer, and she was advised to practice a lot of dana. The cancer went into remission. She then continues to practice dana with the thought that she will be cancer-free. However, the cancer reoccurred after a few months of remission, and it is considered as terminal stage cancer. She then lost faith with the practice of dana. What advice to give her in order to restore her faith back?
Well, first of all, giving dana isn't the cure for your cancer, but giving dana can make you feel better, make you feel good, make you relinquish your attachment to your wealth, so that when if you have to die, you won't die tormenting or feeling losing what you love. Because if you give dana, then you lessen your attachment to your wealth. So when you die, you won't have that attachment. This is the purpose of dana. It's not there to cure your body sickness. The body sickness, even the Buddha cannot cure. The Buddha also has to get old, get sick and die like everybody else. But his mind can be saved from suffering if he can develop mindfulness and wisdom. So if she wants to be free from suffering from her sickness, then she should try to develop mindfulness by reciting the Bhutto Bhutto mantra, and develop wisdom by accepting the truth of the body, that the body is temporary, it's going to get old, get sick and die. But the body isn't you. You are the mind. You are the one who possesses the body. So if you let go of the body, then the cessation of the body will not hurt your mind.
Next question from Violet June, Malaysia. What are the characteristics of a Sotapanna, and is it possible to attain Sotapanna if one already has a family in this very life?
How many questions are left?
Now it's on the 15, there are 24.
24, huh?
Yes.
I think we're running out of time. Maybe you want to do tomorrow,
Okay.
another day?
Tomorrow.
Or let's answer the last question.
Oh, she has 2 questions.
Or I'll do it tomorrow then, okay?
Tomorrow.
Because we just run out of time. Because some of the questions take some time to answer. Okay? All right, then we'll say goodbye for now and maybe see you tomorrow for the remaining questions. All right. ปิดได้นะ Bye bye.